Howdy cowpokes, Henry Films here, once again bringing you a Red Dead Redemption 2 outfit video. Usually I come into these outfit design videos with some sort of theme or challenge, but this time I thought I'd just present a ton of outfits all together without a theme tying them together really. You're in luck because today we've got some classic Western archetypes, historical figures, fictional characters, and even a few remasters of previous outfits. So consider this the ultimate RDR2 outfit design video, at least for now. In the lead up to this video I had plenty of requests, not all of them made it, but don't fret because I'll probably do more outfit videos in this sort of style. As always, remember to join the Henry Films Discord to stay up to date with the channel, chat with me, and recommend video ideas of your own. Without further ado, let's get into it. Our first look of today will be that of a spaghetti western gunslinger, specifically in the style of my favorite filmmaker, Sergio Leone. Spaghetti westerns are known for their grounded and violent take on the West, and if there's one thing Leone loved throwing on his cowboys apart from the usual grit and grime of the genre, it's a weathered duster flowing ever so gracefully in the wind. Leone's operatic, widescreen approach to the Western is encapsulated fully by the director's love of a good duster, and I'll assume this has much to do with how much Leone's filmmaking is influenced by Akira Kurosawa, and how Kurosawa would compose these frames of almost complete stillness that are perfectly staged like a painting, but always with some form of motion in the weather like rain or wind bringing the image to life, and it translates. Leone was onto something. Look at how glorious this looks. With Red Dead taking most of its inspiration stylistically from the spaghetti western subgenre, I find myself using this outfit all the time as it perfectly immerses myself with RDR2's NPCs and locations. The plantation hat looks just like your standard grimy gambler's hat Leone loved in his films. It doesn't stand out, it blends in, but it still looks awesome. I really dug the initial tumbleweed outfit I designed for my video making an outfit for every town, so I went back to that skeleton to tweak a few things and create what I think is the perfect archetypical American cowboy. The myth of one, that is, a Hollywood gunslinger. The brown gambler's hat fits right in with the type of hats I always remember the heroes wearing in classic westerns. The good guys would always have a brown or white hat, and the brim is on the smaller side, sort of humble in its overall size and appearance, but it's still perfectly curved and fitted, pristine and stylish. The buckskin vest is perfect, subtle animal skin with just the right colors for a Hollywood cowboy, and star-studded buttons to boot, emulating a sheriff badge, classic Wild West iconography. I've got some patched up blue jeans and some standard roper boots and Gurdon spurs that I have on my spaghetti western look. Even though it's the default boot pretty much, I think it gets the job done and the colors and shape are perfect. They're lived in and practical and adaptable to a lot more grounded western outfits. This next look is a remaster of my Mountain Man outfit from my Wild West Rolls video. I didn't change much, but felt the original look was lacking the usual physicality you'd come to expect from a mountain man, and of all the various skin and fur clothing you can get from the trapper, the Ram shotgun coat is the one I found by far the most imposing. It's so heavy and it makes you look bigger and stockier. Same reason I used it for my Skinner Brothers outfit. Being a mountain man, every article of clothing needs to seem scavenged and nature-based, like even my holster, where I'm using the Master Hunter variant with the teeth and claws on it. You get that same look from equipping the Provisions satchel too. It's got the fur and stuff on it. Of course I grew the beard and hair out for this look, and like my original outfit I had to top it off with the classic coon hat, another iconic symbol of the old American frontier. The game's classic raccoon hat is so obnoxious and cartoonish I decided to have a little more fun with the colors on this look, like for example switching out his muted fur chaps on my initial look for some sheepskin chaps that add that extra splash of recognizable animal skins like the stripes of the tail on the coon hat. Instead of just drab grays and brown that blend together, I think having clashing patterns and colors adds to the idea of this being a survivalist who's hunted and scavenged all his clothing, wearing what he can and what's most practical. Now, traveling to the complete opposite end of the spectrum in terms of style, I've seen numerous comments requesting a Bronte Mafia-inspired look, so this outfit I've dubbed the Sandon Gangster. My take on the turn-of-the-century outlaw and gambler. This look is sleek and simple but effective. Everything you see here can be purchased in a general store or tailor, except I think the blue ascot tie you unlock in the story from the Riverboat Casino mission. The one tricky part about this look is the black Rambler jacket, which you can only unlock in the endgame from the Blackwater tailor, and on top of that, you have to be near max honor for it to be available. This is the only true black coat in the game, apart from John's winter coat, but that one's a little more rugged and specific, where a clean black coat like this one is super versatile. It's nice to have. I hate how almost every black piece of clothing in the game is very, very, very dark green, and usually in the endgame nobody has high honor. I know I didn't, so it took me a bit of grind to unlock this, but it's worth it because I'll use it again later on. I saw a few comments saying to make more outfits based on different challenges in the game, so if you want to consider this outfit my version of the Master Gambler challenge, then this next outfit is my Master Hunter look. Since it's a hunter, I wanted to use trapper elements just like the Mountain Man, but my intention of the Mountain Man was to produce a survivalist, and I imagine him in a harsher, colder climate, so he's covered in thick, dense furs. I wished for something more badass and tactical for my master hunter, and I went with a look for a far more moderate climate, less bulky, but still layered. I kind of stuck with the theme of Lemoyne by including stuff like the snake bulldogger hat or the alligator skin vest. It's giving Crocodile Dundee. I look like an Australian. Of all the trapper's clothing, I think that the beaver hunting jacket and bull fringe shotgun chaps are some of the most versatile. I've also got little details like the master hunter offhand holster and the kit satchel to add that extra splash of nature, just like the Mountain Man. Next up is another remaster of a previous outfit. This time it's my Jesse James look. This one is one of my favorites I've ever done, as I think it perfectly captures Brad Pitt's look in the 2007 film. It's so minimalist and sleek, encapsulating that mythic, charismatic gunslinger, but also so rugged and worn, revealing that tough darkness inside. This time I've got the goatee Pitt is sporting in the film, along with the bandit weapon equipment loadout. John's winter coat always looks saucy, and I really love how the outfit is all black, but different shades of black, which just make the details pop more. Overall, this is a perfect fit for low honor outlaw gameplay. Another infamous outlaw of this era is Jack the Ripper, the mysterious serial killer who mutilated at least 5 women, leaving notes taunting law enforcement. His identity has never been uncovered. Jack the Ripper wasn't American, however. He was active in the slums of Victorian London, possibly just as depraved and barbaric a setting as the Wild West. The closest that we're going to get to the stinking industrial cesspool that was London in the 1880s is Saint-Denis, and its own slums on the east side of the city. Generally, depictions of Jack the Ripper portray Victorian-era clothing, like a tailcoat and especially a top hat, which I replicated here, but with all the articles of clothing being old and worn, reflecting the working-class setting of the killings. By day, I wear a lazy stovepipe hat and my glorious mutton chops on full display, but at night I don the creepy canvas sack hood and conceal my identity during my crimes. It's fun to lurk the streets of Saint-Denis and stalk your prey until you find a secluded spot. Sporting this look adds to the atmosphere of Saint-Denis, which can be very spooky in itself at times. Next is another remaster. This time I'll cover my Wyatt Earp outfit. This is specifically based on Kurt Russell in Tombstone, just as Jesse James was modeled after Brad Pitt. There's not much to say here. This is your run-of-the-mill, dark and fancy gunslinger look you see in movies all the time, the man in black trope, with Wyatt Earp himself defining the myth of the heroic American gunslinger. Now, when you look at actual history, Earp and his brothers are far removed from the crusaders of justice we see in movies and read in novels, more like crooked cops, opportunists who operated on both sides of the law depending on what would give the biggest payday. I mean, people still debate to this day whether Earp's legacy is justified, but that's not important to me, as his legacy does exist regardless, and Wyatt Earp the myth is a whole different beast from Wyatt Earp the man. But one thing the stories always do get right is his companionship with the nearly just as iconic Doc Holliday, notorious gambler and gunslinger. Doc was an educated man from Georgia. Initially a dentist, Holliday moved out west after contracting tuberculosis, as the dry climate of the Southwest would ease his symptoms. While traveling through Texas, he crossed paths with Wyatt Earp in a saloon and intervened in a confrontation Earp was having with other patrons, saving his life. The two would become great friends for years to come. Doc Holliday is most known for his slick charisma and style, so I did my best to add those sort of flourishes to the look, like the colors and patterns opposed to Earp's clear-cut black and white, and Doc Holliday's trademark tilted hat, which I emulated with the military scout hat because it's kind of crooked, it's got that bend. Also, Holliday's mustache is less bushy than Earp's, sporting penciled handlebar twists. Even though my outfit for every gang video is my most recent outfit video, I already see so much that I want to change about it, especially my Del Lobo look. So I decided I'd make another attempt at a Mexican Bandido in this video. Here I'm using the straw hat again, and I think it's the best of all the Del Lobo hats with its chin strap and bend in the front. This time, however, I went with the moose batwing chaps, which you'll see again in this video because of how useful they are. They're the most classic looking cowboy chaps to me due to their shape, texture, and color. I love the look of the principal vest, which is part of the Marauder outfit from the Trapper. Naturally, I went as obnoxious as possible when it came to styling my boots, using those studded grinder boots and golden vaquero spurs. To top it off, I'm using the Legend of the East weapon equipment with a sharpshooter bandolier because all the colors and look match. I've got a forked beard coming from my chin along with a mustache that really sell that Bandido look. Another iconic character of this era is Sherlock Holmes, even though, like Jack the Ripper, he's across the pond in England. This game doesn't offer the classic duckbill hat you probably associate with Sherlock Holmes, but just as many adaptations use a top hat, most notably Jeremy Brett's portrayals of the character, along with the fact that there aren't as many options in the game for campy, plaid, patterned browns and greens you see Holmes sporting in cartoons and other more pulpy adaptations. I followed the Jeremy Brett look for the character using blacks and whites and grays to create that sleek Victorian aristocrat look. The next look is one of my favorites. I've already done a Master Hunter and Master Gambler themed look, so consider this one my Master Bandit outfit. I call this one the Highwayman. This hat I'm using is called the Homburg hat, and you get it off one of the guards in Ansburg. And this coat is the bear fur coat that you can get from the trapper. These two articles of clothing look like they were made for each other. They're so muddy and weathered and very immersive. This is my go-to look when hanging around a spot like Van Horn or acting like a highwayman, robbing stagecoaches and stuff. It just looks so badass and kind of villainous. Alright, the final remaster of today's video is Sheriff Woody. This one we've seen on the channel plenty before, so I'll breeze right past it, but since this is supposed to be the ultimate outfit video, I thought I'd include him for new viewers. The gambler's hat I'm wearing you can find off one of the Armadillo NPCs, I think, and the cowhide vest you can craft at the Trapper, but I think it's actually buckskin. And with the clean shave, it really does look like you're the lead in some sort of gritty reimagining of Woody's Roundup. Hey, I'd see it. It'd definitely be better than Lightyear. It was inevitable that I'd cover a John Wayne character in one of these videos, so who better to start with than Ethan Edwards from The Searchers, perhaps his most iconic Western role, at least his most definitive look. Here we've got a classic Hollywood gunslinger, like at the start of the video, what I was trying to emulate. But this one is far more clean-cut and heroic in its colors and its clothing. The plot of The Searchers is your traditional cowboy vs. Indian's tale, after all. Red shirt, blue jeans, brown boots. It's nothing too notable apart from the moose skin chaps and rancher hat, which you have to get from an NPC ranch hand. Of course, I also shaved for this look, but didn't go for the extra clean shave like Woody. I wanted that rough, grizzled manliness John Wayne is so famous for. On the topic of famous movie cowboys, I've also designed an outfit for Robert Redford's portrayal of the Sundance Kid in the 1969 classic Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I desperately wanted a Butch Cassidy outfit to pair with this video, but folks, believe me, I tried, and I could just not get a look I felt satisfied with, enough to feel confident to show off, that is. Believe me, you'd look at it and give it no thought, you'd think it was ugly as shit. It really was difficult to find matching articles of clothing for him. But for Sundance, however, I had all the tools I needed. This look is really simple. He's an all-black cowboy. I've got that Rambler jacket from earlier, topped off with your standard black stalker hat, brown vest, and some black pants and boots. Boom, you got it. Nothing much to it, but when you don that sash, it's unmistakable who you're portraying. And my final outfit of today's video will be another Django look. Now, I'm honestly still pretty satisfied with my design for Django's bounty hunter outfit I had previously made, so this time I decided I would make his end of the film look, the burgundy tailcoat he takes from Calvin Candy's wardrobe. The Paragon Town hat is a near one-for-one recreation of Django's hat, and the outfit itself is all Calvin Candy's, apart from the boots, I guess. Candy's got a fancy burgundy tailcoat, of course, with an ornamental gold and red patterned vest, and brown dress pants. If only we had sunglasses like Django does. Anyways, now you're ready to head to Calico Hall and take out the trash. And with that, that'll be the end of today's video and today's looks. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll do more outfit videos. I make Red Dead content all the time, Western content. Like the video to support the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and take it easy out there, guys.